Military Armaments Company is going to umbrella everything from World War One to modern, to tanks, to planes, to submarines, to guns, to cannons, to artillery, to flamethrowers. It's going to be all of it. Big changes. The big day has come to announce our change, but before we get to that, we're going to take a moment to reflect on kind of where we've been and how we started. And everything on the channel you see today is probably because of this man here. And first and foremost, we'd like to thank everybody who's been involved with the channel thus far. You know, we're not in the millions of subscribers at all, but we've got a select few people on the channel that watch every video and comment every time. So of the many views that our channel gets, this video here, if you've made it even this far, is probably going to be like 1,000 views. So if you made it this far and you're one of those frequents onto the channel, thank you for your support and your frequent views. And it's helped us become what it is today. So how did we start? I can't even remember. It was like 3 years, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it was almost 3 years ago or somewhere around there. Yeah, it was the COVID time. And this was something really interesting that happened. I met Scott and then Richard, and it all started from there. You know, I know Scott said that the whole channel started with me, but the truth is I couldn't have done it without my friends, because this was teamwork. Mm-hmm. You know, in the beginning, none of us really knew where this is gonna go. This was just for fun, just for us. You know, I even remember us discussing this. We said that something like, even if it's gonna be just a few subscribers, you know, 30, 100, whatever, it did not matter to us at the time. We just wanted to have fun and just wanted to find people, like-minded people out there. And my God.
It's part of making videos.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's what happens. Hold on, let me.
It's a spam call.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
get
mute
rid of.
it.
Tell them we're filming.
I'm trying to mute it. Okay.
Okay.
That was a good talk too.
Well, it's still rolling.
All right.
That's one of the difficulties of these filming. This is actually our third attempt at this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, anyway, getting back to what I was saying, none of us knew where this is going to go, and we were just trying something new. We just were going into what we loved, and this is where we are now. And I think we're at a pretty good and very interesting place. And a lot of it is due to our subscribers as well, those, especially the early birds that got interested in those really, really rough early stuff.
They were the ones who loved tanks, like,
exactly.
more than we did.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, despite lack of knowledge about editing or anything like that, you guys stuck around, and we really appreciate that.
I remember you were the one, you came to me after like the second video and said that we were restoring that T-62.
Yes.
And there was such a rare opportunity to film like turrets off and track coming apart, and we took that T-62 all the way down to basically every single component. And he said to me, we have a gold mine of content here, and we should do something about. And I remember at first I wanted no part of it. I'm like, yeah, you just film and we'll just do our thing. But yeah. And then as the technology grew, he has a very specific role in all this that you don't see, which is
so I kind of fell into this role in the sense of the people that I do work with struggle with technology heavily.
We did, yes, and he's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Getting systems up and running, and files being compatible to use, and trying to like share footage and all of that. That's been a big part of that. A lot of the YouTube settings that subtitles, things like that you might be doing is all stuff that I had to figure out. And kind of came my niche in this little group. Each of us has a little strong suit that we're good at. Scott's pumping out videos left and right now. Dima's the one that kind of gave the foundation for the videos, and then I kind of give some of the structure behind the technical side of things.
True, explaining to me what time lapse is, what it means and why it's different from regular video, so yeah. Exactly.
Camera settings, frame rates, that type of thing.
Yep, exactly. That's fun.
Yeah, but we never thought we'd even get this far. And the channel has now taken us to some places I would consider bucket list items I didn't even think were achievable. They weren't even on the list. And we talked about, we've had a lot of good criticism come from friends and people on the channel. A lot of people kind of hint on what we should be doing. When we started early on and we actually began to get a little bit of momentum, we had that discussion about who are we? Who do we want to be? And it was difficult to do a lot of what you see on YouTube now, which is a lot of the fake yelling and screaming and, oh, we're going to blow up a safe and all this stuff. And I was like, it's important to stay true to who we are and not compromise our style. So it took us a while to find that. It might be a little bit drier for some, and we do inject humor where possible. But when you see our content, it's from in here. It's not yelling and screaming and feeding the goldfish on TikTok, if you will. So I would say personally, the channel has taken us to the skies. We've flown inside B-29, B-17. That's a very dear subject to me personally. And all of that is because of the work that we've done so far, generated kind of what we do specifically to the channel. That has opened those doors for us. So for me personally, the channel has become a key to many, many doors. And where we're going from here is very, very exciting, and we're about to reveal that. What about you?
Well, I'm glad to see that it all went this far and that it now is turning into something new. At first, for a moment there, I was almost sad a little bit because, I guess you always are, because when you look at the beginning of it and where it was all getting started and stuff, but then I realized, no, it's actually a great thing. It's transforming, it's turning into something new, something more focused, more exciting, and I believe you guys are gonna like what you're gonna see in the near future.
And where is the channel taking you?
Yeah, so the channel is definitely, especially when it comes to the plane stuff. I mean, just in general, even involving some of the tanks. Seeing things like Panzers and Lukes. A lot of that stuff seemed like a barrier. Like you see, let's say some kind of like a DMZ between North and South Korea. That's kind of where I viewed it as like, historic planes are cool and all that, but there's no way that I'm ever getting past that barrier and like seeing in them. So it never was really a goal or even an interest of mine because I never saw myself being on that other side. But the channel just kind of injected me past that barrier. And I'm at a point now that there's this whole new horizon to explore and opportunities to explore that I wouldn't have otherwise. So it's kind of a nice change because it's not something that I've always sought after, but I've realized that it is such an amazing opportunity to be able to do some of these things, and then vice versa. We're hoping that because of these opportunities, we can film and document it and also share it with you guys.
And that leads us into the change. What's happening? So we are essentially conducting a hard reset and changing our channel into a military armaments company. Why the big change? Well, there's several reasons behind that. But first and foremost would be that it's taken us a while to find our feet, and we began during the COVID years when you couldn't go anywhere, and we were kind of documenting the work we do, the restoration that we do. We're not going to get away from restoration. We're still going to touch on that subject because any military equipment you see in front of you was restored by somebody, And it's very important to know that the stories and the history behind those pieces of equipment are important and essentially what takes the limelight. But a lot of the time, the blood, sweat, and tears that is done by the people who bring that equipment back to life is skipped over. So it's important to keep that there. But again, during COVID, there was really nothing else going on. It was a tank restoration channel. But you guys who are watching this would have to understand that unlike a lot of the other more popular channels out there, they have full-time editors and full-time cameramen. Our job here at Battlefield is to restore tanks, and then we film when we can, and then we go home and then have to edit ourselves. This is the team. There is no one else. None of us are paid to edit. None of us are formally trained. So it was beginning to become a massive amount of work. But additionally, with the restoration stuff, the shift within Battlefield Vegas itself has also changed, where we're doing less restoration and moving into more of a higher operations maintenance tempo. So there really isn't a whole lot of room anymore to film the restoration process of many things. That being said, a lot of our videos that do the best are not necessarily the ones that involved pulling off a turret off a tank. So that would be first and foremost one of the big changes. So restoration is still going to be part of what we do, but it will no longer be our major focus. The next thing I would say is social media itself. The hard and fast fact is that military equipment has guns on it, and guns have become a sole subject for a lot of social media platforms, and they're beginning to restrict and choke down firearms related content, even if it's from a historical point of view. The reality is it's part of history, and we essentially need to create a safety net if the day comes where firearms content is completely prohibited. We'll at least have a pad to fall back on. World War I to modern, to tanks, to planes, to submarines, to guns, to cannons, to artillery, to flamethrowers. It's going to be all of it, and we're going to explore how it works, who used it, and essentially take a much wider view once we conduct our change. So that was basically my announcement, Military Armaments Company.
Yes, and I would like to add to that, for those of you who are interested strictly in armor, don't feel too bad, because we're going to have another channel coming up soon, well, relatively soon, and it's going to be more of a focused channel, focused on armor, strictly armor.
That's for the ones that are a bit crazy, like they
Exactly,
like
the ones
the
that
support group for the ones that.
That's right. That's right. The early birds, the ones we were talking about in the beginning, those guys that can't live without their daily injections. Well, we're going to work on that. I'm going to make sure that we're going to have another channel for our viewers that are more focused on armor. And then at the same time, there's going to be a much wider range, of a lot of really cool, interesting stuff.
So,
but I'm sure most of you, you love machines. It's armor, aircraft, it's, weapon systems. You love machines, and that's what we're all about.
So stay up to date with us, and as soon as the next armor specific channel is released, we'll announce it to you guys, and those of you who want to can shift across. Any final words?
Some of the opportunities that we have are honestly sort of in parts thanks to you, the viewer. The reason for that is, like Scott said early on, he wasn't very interested in it, and I didn't really have much thoughts of this channel in the beginning, but some of the opportunities, and granted a lot of it is, the work that he's done or that we've done together as a team that have afforded those, but we wouldn't have gotten into places like the Memphis Belle or, some of the, looking at Panzer IVs in Colorado. A lot of that opportunity wouldn't have been possible had you, the viewer, not grown the channel to the point where this seemed a doable task. So thank you for the opportunities that you have afforded us.
Exactly right. Yes, thank you.
All right, and if you've made it this far, like you're in the The audience retention on this one's 3 seconds. Gone.
Exactly, the golden zone.
So we have one final treat before we essentially roll out our new channel, and we're going to go back, and I don't even know how many videos we've even made. I don't even really remember what the first one was, but we're going to go back and watch it and just shit talk out of it. So.
Exactly.
All right.
All right.
All right, 80 videos. First video published March 10th, 2020.
All right.
Check it out. What is it? Battlefield Vegas tanks / armor.
Oh God! Oh, it's a time lapse. Yeah, I
Is
remember
it?
that. Oh my God! Look at that. All right. Little shaky there.
Well, you got that generic like music.
Yeah, you see all my steps shaking. You know.
Very reminiscent of the early 2000s right here.
A little epileptic.
Oh.
But
Man, even Battlefield's changed since then. Half that equipment's not even there anymore.
yeah, well, half is running now, and half is not there.
What is the point of this video?
I don't know. I didn't know.
I can tell you the point. It was his first time seeing like all this armor somewhere close to where he lives. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little
There it
schoolboy
is.
excited.
It's
Yeah.
true. That is true. Yeah, I'm like just picking random stuff. Oh my God. Well, and the music. I remember the music too.
Yeah, if this doesn't say kid in a candy shop, I don't know what.
I had like 5 songs available to me, and then I had to like play them over and over again. Yeah.
Man.
Jesus. No stabilization, nothing. I don't know why I filmed that crushed car. Jeez.
Well,
I mean, the first time seeing a crushed car
I'm
was
already
exciting.
bored.
Yeah, I know. That's why we appreciate those early birds, you know, because you have to be strong to get through this.
Yeah. Maybe we can skip through this.
I can't believe how long this is. This is like 5 minutes and
Yeah.
30 seconds of this. Jesus.
So we didn't even know how YouTube worked. But
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
That was inside. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that's
Huh.
yeah.
there was no
Yep,
gun.
that was before I was even here.
Yep. That's that BMP, the one that was in the show. That what is it?
Uh,
Discovery Channel or
Tank overhaul.
tank
Yeah.
overhaul?
Yep.
That's the one.
Well, that was your first completed project.
Yeah.
Like the Iraq War BMP-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And yeah, those Bofors, look at that. Oh,
Yeah, they're still going.
rough
Yeah.
looking. And that James Bond tank.
That's coming. Yeah. Oh man.
Wow. I remember I heard the scary story about it, right? What happened to it?
This tank?
tank? Yeah.
Well, they drove it through Penn Jillette's basement, and it fell into the house. Like
Oh.
the floor collapsed.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yep. That thing is rough.
That's why, you know, when
Yeah.
you see like tanks in movies drive through houses, it's not always a good idea.
No. Man, look at that.
Look at this. Yeah, I actually remember I made a separate video on this.
We still have to do our PT-76
Yeah.
in-depth video.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't do that yet.
Yeah.
And then the Abrams looking tank.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess.
God, it's so shaky. It's really epileptic. Jesus. Oh my God.
So let's go to
Yeah,
our first actual video. Would have been
I think-
inside Soviet PT-76.
And here you can see I wrote in 2 languages, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or at least I explained, at least in the name, I think, of the video. Yeah, so I would
Well, that
try.
was when everything was predominantly Russian armor, so we
Mhm.
were trying to naturally appeal to the Russian audience, and we have a lot of Russians and Europeans
Yeah,
viewing the channel, so they're a big portion of it.
that's true.
Oh
Yeah.
man, this sucks.
That monster,
This-
look at that. Ooh. Jesus.
This video stinks.
Oh yes, the editing is
Did you have a
superb.
microphone?
No, there was no mics, nothing. I was just my
Yeah.
phone. It was just
You
my
can
phone.
tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is insanely cool.
It is.
He's still excited before he started actually working on this stuff. Oh yeah.
The sound of it, it comes from like, it sounds like it's inside of a sewer or something, you know?
The camera just goes AWOL.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
All shaky. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
filmed on a potato.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the breach I lost my finger in.
No.
Yeah.
What's the sign?
I wonder if that's on camera, dude.
76, that's what it's called. 76, right?
It's a little stop noise, so it's not hard to see like the shines and
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
I know I was reading about this.
What did
The
you even
armor
edit
wasn't,
this on?
you know,
Did you have? What was your first editing program?
I'm saying, just preliminarily looking at this, that he went straight video to YouTube.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I knew nothing about the editing, or I was just.
Well, he's right. It doesn't have any music or.
full-on tanks.
Yeah.
There's no
I did walk
cuts.
out
You
there.
got to watch every step in
Yeah,
and out of the tank.
exactly. Every sneeze. And,
Jeez.
Is that like half of the V2?
Now, if you've made it this far in this video, you really, really want to be here. So
Yeah.
I congratulate you. If you're here this far, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Just say I made it.
yeah,
It
exactly.
made it to whatever,
Yeah, your
however
exit
long
time.
this is.
We should have led with that.
Yeah, that's right. Holy smack! Look at this thing. Jeez.
You know you're supposed to move the camera to keep the audience interested.
I didn't know that.
Or he would just film and then he'd look around somewhere else.
Like Rich said, I was filming on a potato, so I didn't know you're supposed to do that.
Are you talking Russian?
I'm speaking
You
Russian.
don't
Yeah,
speak Russian.
I was just faking it, but it's okay. I was just trying to see if,
Yeah.
I didn't know that you can actually do translation on the videos either. So.
Or when you upload from the phone to YouTube, I didn't expect any. No, it worked though. We do have a large percentage of Russian. Actually, let's do that after this video is nearly over. Thank God.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. So real quick,
I forgot how bad it was.
where's the
Jesus.
most of our audience at? Is it analytics?
Well, I
Yeah,
can see.
audience. Go to last 28, and then click lifetime,
Mhm.
and then should be
Look
down.
at this. This is just
Down.
like.
Yep. Age. Yeah, there's our top geographies where you guys are viewing from.
Okay. Oh wow.
Look at this. Just
Well, there.
dead.
Look. So United States are our biggest viewers, followed by Russia.
Russia. So it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. So potato worked.
Dimitri, Germany. Hello, Germany. And then Vietnam is a fourth.
Well, it's because of the PT-76.
You think the PT-76 alone?
If you're watching this from Vietnam, even if it's with Vietnamese subtitles, I try to throw that in there for you guys. Leave a comment below so we know where you're watching from.
Poland. Okay.
Poland. yes.
United Kingdom. I would expect more from you guys. This is a tank channel. Come on. And Ukraine.
Yeah.
Australia. Mates. Let's
Yeah.
Bump those numbers
bump it up. Bump it up, Australia.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Canada, Japan. We also have a big Japanese audience, and then it kind of goes out from out there. So if we go way down, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. Yes,
Yeah.
we got.
Okay. There's got to be a country in here I've never heard of. Well,
A lot of them are Russian speaking, so that's why it probably
Okay.
also resonates.
so there you go. I wouldn't have guessed that Russia's our second biggest view base. So
yeah.
yeah, cool.
Now let's take a look at that first video that made it big. It was the engine start on the T62. Remember,
Okay.
it had no
Yeah.
turret.
Yeah.
I think you got X.
Oh.
No, yeah, down.
Let's
Okay,
just,
well,
I'll cut this
see,
out.
this is the part that I have to help out with.
Yeah.
Content.
Yep, all the way down. It's like if you keep going up.
It was the T62 first
It
engine
was the
start.
first engine start.
One of
It was the
these
first one that hit. Yeah.
That one?
I-
First engine
First
start?
engine start.
Yep,
yeah.
almost 200,000.
Yeah, first engine start. Yeah, that's right. This
Yeah.
is it. This is it. I remember
So
that.
this was, but this video hit 200,000 views, but this was only like your 7th or 8th video.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it wasn't bad. I remember the first time it was like it started crawling into thousands of views. I couldn't believe it, and then
There's
we
that
started
big
seeing
jump right there. So
tens of thousands and so on. And yeah, I remember that 40,000.
plus
600.
600 subscribers.
That was well, again, and a lot of it has to do with the content and what we did there and the content, because first as viewers who are watching this thing with us coming to life. This is big. This is, I love watching that.
Yeah.
And it is unique. How many videos out there that you will find someone working on the tank without a turret?
Yeah.
And you
that's
can
true.
see all the insides of it.
And we didn't monetize till recently, but that's made $10.
I mean,
Now the one that really got us going, and I'm gonna do a shout out here. Where is he? Oh no, it's not on this channel. We did our one video with Ian from Forgotten Weapons.
Oh, yes.
I'll put that in here. Shout out to Ian, Forgotten Weapons.
yes.
We did one video with Ian, and overnight, 7,000 subscribers.
Just walked over to us. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Ian's
awesome.
great to work with. He came and covered when we did our T62 after it was live. We did like a
Yeah.
here comes the train. Yeah, so that Ian's video was essentially where we woke up to ourselves and we're like, okay, now
This was getting-
now
It's getting strong.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
remember that.
Yep. But we've got links to a lot of other content creators out there we're going to pair up with soon, and we've got some amazing opportunities coming. So that's basically a wrap for me. But
That's it.
thank you, and welcome to Military Armaments Company.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you all.